Who we got?
We got Nick, who sent in a confession. He's actually on the line now. Nick, what is your confession?
My confession is that I lived with two French dudes who were very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I lived with them for 3 months, but I actually never got their name.
Well, wait, so hold on. So you met these people and they introduced themselves and then you forgot their name?
Yeah, like, you know how these things happen, like, you know, often happens at parties, right? You're introduced to 5 or 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
You probably only pick up, like, one person's name. You kind of start going like, oh, hey, mate, bro, what's happening? Like,
Yeah.
as the night progresses. But, you know, eventually you hear someone else say it. But these two dudes, they said it the first day. I don't know what it was. Like, you know, I don't want to stereotype. It was probably like Jean or Claude or
Something
Patrice.
like, you know, hello, Nick.
Yeah, exactly, right?
My
And they
name
said
is
it in whatever.
Je n'ai pas
Exactly, right?
Pierre. And you're like, what?
And
yeah.
they said their name, and I just went like, all right, cool, sounds good, da, da, da. And then, like, you know, I was 18, 19 at the time, so I was a little bit more kind of shy than I am these days. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, you can probably ask, hey, man, what was your name? Sorry, I got it the next day. But after a week, you can't ask it. And then it was 2 months, 3 months down.
So you met them night one. They say their name. Hello, my name is Pierre. And then you're like, oh, I've missed that now. But tomorrow I'll ask again. But did you?
Well, no.
You missed your chance. You missed your window.
I feel like, dudes, we can get away with like, hey, man, hey, bro, hey, mate, how's it going? For a while, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
guys get away with calling a person by the name of their country. Like, I've heard people just go, "Oi, France." maybe that's just at hostels.
Well, this was the thing, was I was I wasn't living in a hostel, but I was living in a share house in Bondi, which was kind of like a hostel. In fact, I had about 35 roommates
Wow.
Nice.
from about the age of 18 until about 23.
So, like, your first few years of, like, share house living were pretty much spent in, like, hostels with a bunch of, like, international.
Or big share houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so basically, like, we'd have, like, it was about, like, 4 bedrooms in there, but, like, most of the rooms except for mine were shared. So there'd be 2 people in a room, 3 people in a room sometimes. They'd often just come for, like, 2-3 months, 6 months. You know, some of them stayed a while, but you just have constant turnover, right? So that was also why it was a bit like, it wasn't like these guys applied on, like, I don't know, flatmates.com. You know, you got to see their profile. It was just like, hey, can you pay the rent? All right, sweet. Like, don't be a dickhead and we're good. And that was kind of like the vibe of the place. And like, I loved it, had a great time, mostly had really great roommates. At one stage, they actually got a letter delivered and I was like, oh, sweet, this is one of their names because it's French. And then I just put it on the table, but then I never really saw who picked it up and took it up to their room because they were sharing a room as well.
Oh, so you're like, one of them is Pierre, but I don't know which one now.
Exactly, right? And there would even be like a friend of mine would come over and he would be like, oh, hey, I'm Alex, da da da. And then the guy would be like, oh, nice to meet you. And you'd be like, fuck, man, come on. Like,
These guys aren't biting on any of the cues whatsoever. You've tried, like, every tactic in the book.
There's a couple of tactics you can use, right? You know, there's the one where you're like, hey, this is my friend Tom. And then, you know, Tom goes, g'day, mate, I'm Tom. Yeah, what's your name? And then he goes, Pierre.
Yeah.
And you're like, aha!
Yeah.
So a classic one that I used to try a lot when I get into, because I'm not the best with names, when I try a lot in this situation would be, you would give someone your phone and be like, oh, hey, put your number in my phone or something.
Yeah.
And then you get them to save it with their name, right?
Great idea. This is another good tactic.
This is very good. Yeah. Sly, sneaky. Yep.
Except they just gave me their number and then gave it back to me.
Gave it back to you. You've got to put in the name.
Add to contacts, French housemate number 1. Like, that was kind of it, right? And then even, for example, when I had to fill out, like, all right, who's on, you know, cleaning the kitchen this week? Who's on cleaning the bathroom this week? I just started putting, like, French boys, like, as the thing. Like, all right, French boys, you're on it this week.
Yeah, that's
all
a
right,
confusing cleaning roster.
Yeah, I mean.
They're like, which one?
Well, this is also the thing, this was their first experience meeting an Australian. So I don't know if they thought I was weird as fuck and it was like, sorry, like, the Australians don't seem to even use names. They just never refer to you by name at all. I don't know. Maybe they thought I was super rude. I don't know. But anyway, they moved out after 3 months and it was like, when they moved out, I was like, all right, well, never got your name. Cool. See you later, man. Enjoy life.
I mean, look, Nick, this might be a bit too little too late, but I do have a way for you, if you ever caught in this situation again, for you to get yourself out of it.
Okay.
You ask them for your number, for their number, put their number in your phone under whatever name you want, and then you go onto Instagram and you can find accounts linked to phone numbers.
Really?
Oh, this is some good. This is some good.
Okay, I didn't realise
did you work
that.
at like the NSA or something? Like counterintelligence.
Well, maybe he's just a catfisher over here. He either works at ASIO or he's catfishing the hell out of Australia.
I'm just saying, I found a lot of people that didn't want to be found.
Like my dad.
Because I didn't get them on social media, I like don't know what happened to them. Like they for all I know, they could have died the next week. Like,
yeah, did you try like the old like, add yourself on Facebook?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. They must have like not had it or something, or they were probably like, "Yeah, cool, add me on Facebook. You know my name," and I was like, "Not really, bro." Like, imagine it's just under my normal name, and you're like, "Yeah, cool." I just don't know what that is. So yeah, I don't know. It was weird, and like I said, I had like an amazing time living in those houses. Like, it was awesome for going to parties and meeting new people. And when you're 18, like that's the perfect environment. But it did lead to some very weird situations, weird kind of cultural things. Even like how people cleaned houses was different depending on where people were from. And like, I'm actually another French dude I lived with. You know, like when you scrub,
Were all the French au pairs?
No, I didn't. They were all on. They were all just kind of working in hospitality and shit. But you know, when you like do the dishes, and the thing that we have like in my house is, I don't even know how to describe it. Basically, it's got like a sponge on the end of it, and like the dishing liquid goes through it.
Yeah,
and you can just kind of,
we've got one of those.
So they don't have that in France. That to them, they were like, "Wow, this is incredible!
This?
Like, you have this in the
What
supermarket."
is this? This is unbelievable.
And they were genuinely like, "We should take this back to France and make a fortune." And I was like, and so I don't know. Maybe since that market for that product, I don't even know what it's called, has gone off the rails in Paris and it's killing it. But it gave me an idea of like, I should just ask all my housemates, all right, let's go around the house. What do you see that you like that you don't have in your country? And then just go to the country and sell it.
Vegemite, said no one.
I have a sneaking suspicion that these two French dudes knew all along that you'd forgotten the names and they were just messing with you the whole time.
Yeah, let's see what it costs us today.
You know what, probably, I mean, I think it would be funny if I knew that someone didn't know my name. I would really play it up. Like, you know, I don't know whether it's like, I don't know how you would kind of do it, but I would really kind of put them in difficult situations where they constantly have to try and say my name.
What did you just refer to me as?
Yeah,
sorry, what was that?
Yeah, anytime they try to call you man, you're like, I don't actually like those.
Sorry, did you call out to me, or have you forgotten the fact that I've been living here for 2 months because you care about no one else but yourself? Is that what's happening right now? You're like, sorry, I was just asking whether you wanted to get an Uber to the bar. Well, I guess, you know, they shall remain nameless.
That's right.
Those who shall not be named.
Hey, shout out if you are from France, you are listening to this podcast, and you lived with one Australian dude circa 2011.
Bro,
right into the show.
You're flattering
and
yourself.
Let us know your names.
They don't know your name either.
No, they'll be like, oh yeah, I listened to it's one Australian dude. Yeah, okay, very rude man. Yeah,
Very rude.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Nick, for your forgetfulness, for your sharing your confession with us. We will be sending you a case of Saintly Hard Seltzer for you to enjoy.
And we'll send you that pack very shortly.
No worries, guys. Good luck with the show.
All right. Thanks, Nick.